is the greatest brand on earth. So, hi, I'm Bradley Collier. My rugby position is hooker. I'm straight. My pronouns are he/him. My Outlaws number is number 63. So, over to you, Andy.
Hi, I'm Andy Dixon-Mould. As you can see, I'm male, 100% gay, married. My position is second row, or used to be second row, shirt number 4, or whichever one will actually fit me. And that's it. Oh, my pronouns are probably all of them. Yeah, I have no idea what they all mean. Except for, I do believe cis, CIS is me, and male and man. There we go.
Sweet. So my first question is, what comes to mind when you think of LGBT spaces or groups, such as the Boston or Q Space?
You mean like venues?
Yeah, or groups as well.
Oh, I don't really know. I mean, I do prefer gay venues and gay groups, only just because of the like-minded and stuff and whatever. So yeah, I mean, it's like when we go out and whatever. I know we're all going to end up at the Boston, but all in the meantime, we go to these other pubs and whatever in Northampton. And it's like, you know, I just go with the flow. I mean, the guys there I know are great and whatever, but I would not go into Northampton to a non-gay venue.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Unless it was like, say, like, you know, you were having a birthday party or something, and you know, that's your preference to all meet up there, then that's fine. Mind you saying that, you don't get many gay restaurants or LGBT restaurants, do you? It's either, you know, KFC or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah. I feel the same sometimes. It's much like what I was saying the other day to Pete is the Boston is just, I've only ever had good nights in there. There's no sort of leery people in there that want to start on you. It's safer. And yeah, I just like, when I came to uni, I've already had 4 people like start on me. Yeah. And it's just, whereas in sort of, for me, an LGBT space it's a lot safer. Yeah. And I know that I'm going to get along with them better than sort of normal lads.
I mean, the other thing is places like the Boston and, you know, and places that I've been to, you know, back when I was younger, you know, in Nottingham and Birmingham and whatever, the gay venues, or they were always called gay venues. Sorry, it's my age, and we don't really call them LGBTQ as to WXYZ, queer. You know, they were always out the way. So, you know, if you were going there, you felt safe there. Yeah. You know, and I think, you know, straight and bi and transgender people feel safe there because, you know, everyone's all there for the same reason. And the other thing is, gays don't fight.
Yeah. That's very good.
Lesbians do, but gays don't fight. When have you ever been to one of our gay LGBT venues and seen somebody kicking off? It doesn't happen.
That's true. That is very true. So my second question is, when you think of a traditional rugby club, what images come to mind?
Oh, to be honest, if I'd have moved when I moved here and somebody said, "Do you want to join a rugby club?" I'd have said no. It was only because Richard Palin just kept going on and on, and he was forming this, you know, gay-friendly, inclusive rugby club. But like, it's a manly thing, you know. It's heterosexual. You know, it's alpha male, you know, sort of sport. You know, but with all these people coming out and whatever, you know, it may have been, you know, seen that way. But actually, in fact, you know, there's gays are everywhere. You know?
Yeah,
it's like aliens.
So my third question is, so what did you think a gay/inclusive rugby club would be like?
Oh, I actually did think it was going to be flouncy, people and whatever. You know, I know this bit is going to get cut out, but I thought it was all going to be like old Rosa, you know,
Yeah.
half flouncy copper, woo, you know. It is and it isn't. I mean, you can have a real. I mean, right at the very beginning, you know, majority of people there, it was 90% inclusive. Actually, you know, the club is 100% inclusive, but it was 90% gay or bisexual people there, and only then. I mean, we kept having all the gay jokes and everything else, and it was then only when, you know, we had some straight people or bisexual people there, the jokes seemed to stop, because we didn't know whether they would take offence or think we were coming on to them, you know, when you're not, you know, you just banter, you know. So yeah, so I mean, my thought was, you know, it's never going to amount to anything, you know, but that first game that we ever played and thrashed the ass off of them, you know, that just made it all worth it. You know,
definitely.
you should have been with us. You should have been with us, Bradley. That was an awesome game.
I think I was about 12 then. All right. So my fourth question: how has the Outlaws changed your view of rugby clubs? And also, what about the gay scene?
As for rugby clubs, completely changed my mind. You know, even when we're just about to move house and we're literally backing onto a rugby club, you know, it's ideal. You know, you know, I've always wanted to do kicking in the goal, but I kick and they just go. You know, I'm going to be round there now at night practicing. So you know, if I ever do need to kick in a Vector game, that, you know, then I can give it a go. But yeah, I mean, it's completely changed. I mean, I never used to watch sport on TV. If the rugby's on, you know, get out the house. I'm watching TV. You know, and I can watch a rugby game even if I know the score.
Yeah.
You know, it makes no difference. I just love football. I can't. Offside rule, things like this, fouling, falling over, red cards, green cards, pink cards. Oh, that's one thing we haven't got in. One thing we should have those, you know. When we have an inclusive game, we should have a pink and a purple card.
Yeah. So did it change your views of the gay scene as well, or is it just rugby clubs?
No, I'm too old to think about changing the gay scene. I mean, no, I don't think it changed the gay scene. I think what it did was it brought other people in who weren't sure of their sexuality, and sexuality should have nothing to do with sport anyway. But it allowed them, but it also allowed people who were older, like myself, to come in. You know, and was never allowed to, you know, to participate in those sort of sports. You know, so it was great for me. Yeah,
that's definitely good. So my fifth question: have you had any previous playing experience?
Nil. Absolutely zippo. Yeah. Literally, I started playing when we came down to Northampton to the park, and I think they were the days before Chappers, to be honest. So I think Chappers came sort of like about our 7th or 8th week of training. You know, because we used to have somebody else called Andy, an Asian guy, used to come and teach us, and then Chappers popped in and took over, and the rest is history. He's still here.
All right. So my sixth question is: thinking back, how did you feel before your first training session?
Oh, yeah, I had to bring a friend. I did. I was that. I wasn't going to come on my own, even at my age. You know, I can't remember how old I would have been. I would have been 40 something or other. But I came with Mark Galliford. You know, so Richard had been talking to the pair of us and put us in contact with each other, and we both came down. Yeah, Mark didn't stick with it. I stuck with it. I'm glad I did, to be honest. Yeah,
that's good. And my seventh question: how did you feel after your first training session?
I actually loved it. I really did love it. You know, say, moving to a new area or whatever, we didn't know anybody. We knew just a few people. We'd only been here a couple of months because we moved from Grantham, and it just, I couldn't wait until, you know, the next week, you know, and then as the sessions got more and more, and you know, I understood what was doing and whatever, you know, it was great. Then when we had 2 sessions a week, you know, I couldn't literally wait to go. And because I work at home, you know, that was the only human interaction I had, was going rugby training.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like, yay.
That's good. So my 8th question, what advice would you give to a new member or someone out there watching right now who is thinking about getting involved?
Just do it. Absolutely do it. If you don't like it, you've done it, you know, and I can honestly say that if you do it and the weather's not too bad, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. You know, there's nowhere else you can, you know, beat 10 barrels of shit out of an opponent player. 5 minutes later in the bar, you're shaking hands, having a drink and whatever. You know, it's just absolutely brilliant. I mean, you will get a great bunch of mates, you know, let alone teammates. And I just tell anybody, just do it. Absolutely do it, you know. Yeah,
that's good. So my last question number 9 is, if you could describe the Outlaws in up to 3 words, what would they be? I found this very hard.
Yeah, you see, I'm never any good at these. This is why I've stayed in the same job for 16 years. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Don't know. Oh, in 3. Oh, do you know what? This is a stumper. I mean, one big word is camaraderie.
Yeah.
Loyalty.
Yeah.
And fun.
All right, that's sweet.
You know, they're just, you know, people. You know, we always say an outlaw till you die, and it is. You know, you know, once you're an outlaw and you've been with them and you've been on a couple of tours and all things like that, you know, it doesn't matter whether you're retired or not. You know, be amongst the outlaws is an adventure.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
It's absolutely great. You know, I mean, look at all the tours that we've been on, you know, and the people who've come with us, you know, who don't play, but they come along because they know they're going to have a bloody good time. You know, so,
it's like Amsterdam. What was your favourite part?
The boat trip.
The boat trip.
That boat trip me and Rosa organised was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was.
It was the fact that the girls thought we were chatting them up and we were getting and then we sort of like, oh, no, we're an all-inclusive. What's one of those? Well, we don't care. You know, whether you're white, black, green, you know, gay, straight, you know, you can all, and that's the thing is, you take out the sexuality and we're all there for the same thing, to have a fun.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it was shown, you know, when you know, when I got married in Kites Hardwick here, you know, and all the team came. It was absolutely brilliant. You know, and to have that, you know, and you know, it's you can't put a value on it, mate. You literally can't. You know. Yeah, I mean, just look, you know, with your dad and whatever, you know, and the iconic picture, you know, you and your dad together. I mean, that just blew everybody to pieces.
Yeah, you know, I think that went. I was well surprised when
that went viral.
And I had loads of people tagging me from like my old rugby club when I was a kid and stuff. Like, you and your dad have gone. You're on this page. You're on that page. I was like, whoa.
Did they make any comments about you being with an inclusive club?
So I've been playing since I was 16 or 17. For you guys, and So lots of my friends from Wellingborough, I sort of left that club because it was quite cliquey, and I sort of fell out of love for rugby, and then regained it playing for the Outlaws because I was just having fun all the time.
That's it. You just it's all fun.
Yeah.
You know. Yes.
And but they'd always be like, "Don't you play for a gay team?" And then when I just go, "Yes," they'd just be like, "Oh, okay," and I'll be like, "Is that okay?" And then they'll sort of, they won't really say anything, and if they do, I'll just go, "All right, see you then, mate."
Yeah.
But
It was good after a game when you played with a straight team against a purely straight team, and there you go. We didn't think you were that good, you know. And it's like,
that's the best thing.
wow, you guys do know how to hit, and you know, you know, I tell people, you know, it's legal thuggery. That's what it is. You know, you go out and have a really good time and whatever. You know, if you don't come out with an injury or anything, or a bruise, your name's Steve Orton. You know?
Yeah.
I know that's going to get cut.
It's interesting at university now.
Yeah.
I've got into the first team here, and I don't really sort of get along with them as much as like I do with the Outlaws, and it's because they're very sort of like toxic, and it's all about your masculinity.
It's all about the alpha male, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know, it's like American football teams. You know, you see them in high schools and things like that. You know, it's all about the jock and whatever, and you know, it's just
I've tapped up the whole Roundheads. I've been to a few of their training sessions, and hopefully next year I'll sort a game out between the Outlaws and the whole Roundheads.
Yes,
that'll be awesome.
But it's like, you know, I've been over into other countries and whatever, and I'm in the States quite a lot, and I've been to, you know, quite a few, you know, their training sessions. You know, just go and say hello and whatever. Yeah, and you're welcome. Everybody knows the Outlaws.
Yeah,
you know, it's you know, everybody knows Northampton Outlaws.
Yeah, you know? when I said to the guys at Hull, they were like, "So, are you just at the uni then? How come you want to play for us?" And I was like, "Well, actually, I was vice captain the other season for the Northampton Outlaws." Yes. They were like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, that's something else we have in common then, because I used to be years ago. In fact, the only game I ever captained because Chappers wasn't available, we actually won. Chappers was really pissed off that day.
Yeah, I was gutted. I think because the season I became vice captain, we joined the Merit League. Yeah. And every game I was so Kev and Dave both got injured. So Dave was captain and Kev was the other vice captain. So then I had to step up as captain for I think maybe 3 games. And all of them were just the hardest games I've ever played for the Outlaws. And it was like toast the third team, and they had like all their young boys out, and it was all of them were like 5 points, like within 5 points, and it was very frustrating. But
I'd love to be able to literally just carry on and keep on playing, but you know, it's like injuries now. It's not days or weeks; it's like months.
Yeah,
and that's the damaging thing, and that's why I really hate it. You know, not being able to play. You know?
Definitely.
But if we ever get short and whatever, you know. I have to say this quietly so Stephen don't hear. You know, I'll sneak off and I'll come and play. You know. I'm doing fine, really.
But so that is all my questions now. I'm just gonna sign it off. So thank you, Andy, for your time. I hope this has been fun and interesting. I can't wait to see who you pass it on to.
Thank you very much.
There we go.
Thank you for watching the interview with an outlaw. If you like what you saw, please click like. And if this is the first time you're here, why not hit subscribe for more from our channel? We release 5 every Friday, so let's see who will pass it on next.